What's happening, fight fans? Welcome back to the MMA Mindset. Wolkernite Fight Championship 9 on the 26th of July. Going to be the best card yet. I know I say this every time, but we do keep leveling up. Make sure you get your tickets, links in the description, or go through the fighters to get your tickets through them. If you cannot be there, live MMA as usual for the pay-per-view. But like I said, make sure you do get down for this card because everything that happens on this card is going to have direct consequences for what happens at Wolkernite 10, which is going to be one of the best cards of the year, not just for Wolkernite, but for all of regional MMA. But without further ado, I'm joined by one half, the challenger in the bantamweight title fight of the evening, Darnell Jackson. How you doing, man?
Hi, yeah, very well, man. Thank you for having me this evening, and yeah, like I say, excited for a big show coming up.
Yeah, not it's like you say, it's gonna be unbelievable, and a fight that I was super excited for. Obviously we've had Taylor Mills as our champion. He won the title last time out, first round finish. Super exciting match. When this was offered to yourself, when you were approached, was it just definitely a fight that you were interested in straight away and you wanted to take?
100%, yeah. Funny enough, I was just scrolling one Instagram as we've all been victims of doing, and I saw it pop up. His fight, it was a nice finish, triangle, bit of ground and pound in there, going for the armbar as well. So I saw the finish, and then I was recovering from an injury at that point, and I was like right about getting back into training. And my coach said, obviously, get yourself in for as many as you want. And I'm the sort of guy I want to have a fight scheduled as much as I can. So I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's if it's available. I have a teammate, Harry Windsor, fighting on that card as well. So time wise, it worked well, and obviously opponent looks like a good one. It's gonna be an exciting fight.
Yeah, well, I've spoke to Harry as well, and yeah, he's super excited about it. But yeah, this fight's going to be unbelievable. You both have a habit of finishing your opponents. Obviously,
Yeah,
that's something that happens quite a lot. Is that kind of what you're expecting from this fight? There will be a finish involved, and it'll be a crazy matchup.
I am. I mean, that's what I'm going for. Obviously, I know we all train for it. We'll go for it. But yeah, I that's what we train for. We train for the finish. We work cardio to make sure we're not stopping. Whether that's defending the takedowns or obviously my plan is always striking, essentially. But that doesn't mean we won't be mixing it everywhere and trying to take a finish wherever it comes. My last finish was by a sub, nice ninja choke. I was pretty happy with that. Obviously wasn't planning for that, but you take what they give you. And then the fight before that was a knee in the clinch. So yeah, I'm trying to find finishes everywhere the fight goes, and I think that's what made me dangerous and what made me an exciting fighter.
Yeah, I think this is a really high level matchup because I think you're both very well rounded. So I think it's yeah, it's a super high level matchup that everyone's really excited for and is definitely going to be at the top of, if not towards the top of the card. Obviously about your training, you've been to Bang Tao in Thailand recently. A lot of people have been there. A lot of people have told me how much they've kind of leveled up since going. I think you went with Harry. That's who I spoke to it about. Did you go with Harry?
Yeah, yeah. I went with Harry and I went with Ollie Sauer as well. So and Roy Pugh. So pretty much the active fighters we have at our gym. We've all been really pretty active in the last like 2 and a bit years. We've all had like sort of 5, 6 fights. Obviously, you know how it can be with pullouts and fights falling out through injury at XYZ. But yeah, we all try to stay really active. So we went out there to obviously take in the knowledge, soak it up. Ollie's been there before, so he was sort of guiding us, taking us where we need to go, the class we need to be at. And yeah, it was definitely a case of leveling up. Like that was in January, and I'd fought for on Cage Warriors Academy in December. So it was like that camp straight into Bang Tao. I didn't have obviously a little bit of Christmas time, still training hard, but obviously eating and stuff. Then hit it hard at Bang Tao and was planning to come back and get straight into fights. Had two scheduled, but unfortunately broke my hand. So I've been like raring to go. Even Bang Tao is still obviously fresh in the mind to an extent, but I've put in so much work since then. It's like that was my last level up, and now I've come back to it since an injury, and I'm raring to go.
Yeah, just obviously physically, it's obvious what it does for you, but mentally, what does that sort of experience do to you?
Do you know what it was? It was being around people from like all over the world because Bangtao's that hub. Like I know our training level is really high. I go down to BKK, get great sparring there. Obviously, the people we have at Force. I train with the best guy in the country at my weight, Oli Sawa. You know, 6 fight knockout streak as a pro. So I know I have great trainers here, but when you go there and see people from different countries and you see where you stack up, it does give you a confidence boost. Not that I needed that. But it's there to go and crystallize and like really lock in and hone in on your skills and test it against other people from all over. And really high level coaches as well, like from active competitors. I'm sure you've seen they have like UFC fighters there quite
Yeah,
often. They had even like a really high BJJ black belt. I think Owen Livesley
yeah.
going through some dance transitions. Like I'm a dance guy, so you can always just pick out little nuggets. And yeah, I definitely want to try and get back out there. Obviously it's flights, it's holiday off work, XYZ, but that's the goal, is to be going and just training with the highest level people in the world, because that's where I want to be.
Yeah, you're finding more and more people. I know people go over to America and stuff, but it's not sometimes financially viable because it's so expensive. Thailand, they've got a bit more of a more chilled out way of life, and in terms of everything's not so financially driven. So it's a good place to be, and somewhere where you can go out to and gain a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge. When you came back and you have that mindset change a little bit, do you think it was about time that you were ready to take this title fight and become a champion?
Yeah, do you know what? It's funny you say that. So this fight's July 26th, right? Since July 29th last year, I was scheduled for my first title fight. That was on Cage Warriors. Um, did the whole camp, obviously raring to go. My opponent didn't show up to weigh-ins. He didn't get on his ferry to come to the fight, so I'd put all the work in, didn't get to do it. Then about sort of 3 months later, so it was October, another title fight. This one was for Combat Kings. Again, raring to go. That one was a week out. Opponent twisted, broke his ankle, something like that. So that didn't go through. Another title fight that fell through. And then when I broke my hand just recently in February, that was supposed to be going to Italy for another title fight. So I've been scheduled for three. Something's happened each time. So it's sort of, this to me is, as any fight would be, it's very, very important, very special to me, because this is like a long time coming. You asked about when I returned from Thailand. I was ready to go then for a title fight. I felt like I've been ready. I know where I'm at in my training. It's now just time to go take it. Really, that's why I'm so excited, and to do it against a great opponent. I know he's not going to have any issues in training. I know he's training really hard. I know he's from a great team. Um, I just think I'm better. So
Yeah.
let's go test it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they turn up, and I touch wood. I don't think that there'll be any issues with this. I don't think you'll be wasting a training camp. But it must be good that you've been preparing for
Never
a title.
wasted.
No,
No,
well,
never wasted, man. That's the beauty of it. Like I have to look at it, and that's the way I have to look at it. I've had about 4 fights that I've done whole camp and not got to go perform, and I've quite used to, in a way of like, all right, that's not, like I say, can't be wasted work. I'm still leveling up, and then I just get to go show it when I do go fight, and hopefully the performances just keep getting better and better. So yeah, sorry to cut you off, but
no,
yeah,
it's all right.
I can't look at it as a wasted camp.
Yeah,
Otherwise, it
it's
eats away at me.
as is the kind of the way of the UK regional scene. It's you can be fighting one guy and then 2 weeks later you're fighting another, you're fighting another. You can have three, four opponents before you actually get to an event. But it must feel good that you've been training for pretty much 5 rounds or a title fight for your last few camps.
100%. We train like on the limit. I have a great S&C coach. In fact, we actually share an S&C coach, me and Taylor. So that's funny, but yeah, he pushes us to the limit. He's trained like Paul Daly, trained some active PFL guys, Simeon Powell, Luke Trainer. Like he puts us on the limit, the same as those guys, as much as obviously we can go. And yeah, cardio 5 rounds. I've wanted to go 5 rounds. I think that's almost to my benefit, because I like to implement a game plan. Um, Obviously, I try and be as technical as I can, and there's no need to rush, especially if you feel like your cardio is good. I've got 5 rounds to go and get a finish, so it's if we can keep up the pace.
Yeah, well, you guys, you're talking about, let's just say you're kind of getting the same strength and conditioning level as the guys that are like pro fighters. In my opinion, now the amateur scene in the UK, you are pro fighters. You just don't have the title as pro fighters yet. That's all it is. You guys train pretty much every single time, every single free bit of space and time you get. Your levels are unbelievable, much better than when I was, what, 15 years ago when I was training in the scene. You guys are ridiculously leveled now. So, do you feel like that's the same with the scene here? Everyone's such on a high level now.
I've actually only been in the game training MMA for, well, since the start of 2023, but I've been watching since sort of 2018. And even from then, when I was like sort of seeing the guys, the first sort of guys in Dana White's Contender Series, you used to look at the guys now in Dana White's Contender Series, obviously it all feeds up. And like I said, they're ready UFC competition straight away. So hopefully we'll see the amateurs, the stage that I'm at now, and Taylor's at, and Harry's at, will see us translate to the pros, and as you say, hit the ground running. Um, because you have to be well-rounded now. Like you say, people take so with social media and stuff. People are always looking, always sharing knowledge as well. So we have the benefit of, like you say, those 10 years since you started. We've got that 10 years to kind of feed off. So yeah, we should be learning quick. I hope.
Yeah, exactly. And just before I let you go, Darnell, I like to kind of speak about this a little bit. What do you sort of expect from the fight? What sort of fight are you expecting? And what sort of end to the fight are you expecting? Are you expecting it to be a quick fight, or are you expecting more of a sort of drawn out, longer fight?
So every single fight, and it's probably a bit cliche to say, but I think you have to go into this with this mentality: is every single fight I'm training for a war. I'm training to have my nose broken. I'm training to be deep in a submission. I have to get out. That's just how I train. So then, however the fight plays out is a bonus. I never expect a quick fight. I'd hate to go in there expect a quick fight and then you get a long one. So, but with this fight here, I'm expecting high pace and I'm expecting takedowns. It. I started in kickboxing. That's what all of my opponents have gone for is the takedown. Um, in a way, it's frustrating because I enjoy striking more. Of course, I can imagine most MMA fighters feel that way, but that doesn't mean I'm averse to grappling. But I know it's going to be defending takedowns. I have to. It's what I've trained on the last, like I say, 2.5 years. And I see myself defending a lot of takedowns and landing a lot of punches, and it's going to be yeah, a finish at some point in the fight. I can't be you can never put around on it, but I'm walking out of there with the ref stopping the fight, and then raising that belt, taking it back to SG6 to Hertfordshire.
Yeah, well, I'm super looking forward to it, Dano. It's one of the fights I'm most excited for. Like I said,
Thank
it's
you,
it's
man.
probably one of the highest level amateur fights that we could get out here at the moment. So, thank you very much for coming
Pleasure.
on, Darnell. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you taking the time out your evening to come and speak with me.
Not at all, Chris, man. Absolute pleasure.
Yeah,
Like I say, the stuff that you guys do, as you said about trying to make us amateurs feel that professional way, we train that way, and now it's awesome to do sort of an interview with you and yeah, trying to build this fight and hopefully more of these in the future
yeah.
with a belt next time.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'll be there on the fight night as well. So we do face-offs between the fighters beforehand and
Nice.
make sure they get put out. We do post-fight interviews and we do training footage before the fight and stuff. So yeah, you get a media package on the day as well from us. So it'll be super exciting to get you there and get you involved. But yeah, once again, Daniel, appreciate your time. All the best for the rest of your training camp, and I will see you in July.
Always.
Nice
Really
one.
appreciate it, man. Absolutely well, yeah. Train hard.
Cheers.
See you
Peace
soon.
out. Thanks.